Hello, welcome to Intermediate Programming with Python in Mini 3 of 2022. My name is John Ostlund, and I'm going to be your professor for this course. I'm coming to you from my catastrophic basement office in my house. I'd like to begin by taking a look at the syllabus. And my system has multiple monitors, so I'm going to appear to turn away so that I can review the syllabus. Okay, so let's get into this here. So, this is section A3. We will have lectures on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1:25 to 2:45 in Hamburg Hall 2008. Now, as per Carnegie Mellon policy, for the first 2 weeks, this mini, we're not going to have any live lectures due to the Omicron variant of COVID-19. And consequently, what I'm going to be doing is pre-recording video lectures for the first 2 weeks and posting those on YouTube. And you can then watch those video lectures at your convenience. I am not going to attempt to do live lectures by Zoom during those class periods. I have found it technologically pretty awkward to try to run a technology-based course by Zoom. I do have lots of office hours, and you will have lots of accessibility to me if you do have questions about stuff in the lecture material. We will have live lectures once February rolls around. So our first live lecture will be February 1st if all goes according to plan. Of course, COVID has been messing up our lives for a couple of years now, so we will hope for the best. Regardless of whether I return to live lectures, well, we'll assume that I will, but regardless of that, I will always post pre-recorded versions of the lectures on YouTube. And in fact, you can consider these lectures on YouTube to be the official lectures. I do not require you to be in attendance in course or in the class during class hours. Okay, so throughout the mini, attendance of the live lectures is going to be optional. You're welcome to attend the live lectures if you want. Otherwise, or in addition to that, you can look at the lectures on YouTube. Okay, so I am this guy, John Ostlund, and you can contact me either using my official Andrew email address or my personal email address. My Andrew ID is jostlund. My personal email address is jkostlund@gmail.com. I do have an office 3042 Hamburg Hall, although you should assume that I won't be there. I'm not going to be holding, face-to-face office hours in person. My office hours are always going to be by Zoom for this mini. I am, as you can probably tell, old and fat, and therefore trying to avoid any kind of breakthrough any kind of breakthrough infection with COVID, and so I'm not going to be willing to sit with you and look at your laptop screen together. Even when I return to doing live lectures, I will be strictly adhering to social distancing. In any case, I am going to be available to you more or less all the time, generally from around 10 in the morning until 9 o'clock at night, 7 days a week, including weekends. During the mini, when I'm teaching, I'm always available. You should not be in any way reluctant to contact me on, Friday nights or Saturdays or Sundays. I will try to respond to you as quickly as I can. I'm usually able to respond to emails within a couple of hours, regardless of the day of the week. I will have official office hours by Zoom 2 times every week. Every Saturday from 3 to 5 in the afternoon, and also every Sunday from 1 to 3 in the afternoon. So I hope that one or both of those periods of time will be acceptable to you or accessible to you for communicating with me. We have a relatively small class. We have roughly 20 students, and consequently I only have one teaching assistant for this class, Darshil, and mostly he's going to be helping me with grading homework assignments and perhaps quizzes. You should feel free to contact him with questions about the material, questions about the homework assignments, etc. I do not require my TAs to hold office hours online. He may or may not do that. It's up to him. But by the way, before we move on from this office hour topic, although I will officially hold office hours for 2 hours every Saturday and 2 hours every Sunday, I'm also very happy to set up individual one-on-one Zoom sessions with you at your request. So if you want to have a Zoom session with me, send me an email, and then you and I will arrange a time that's mutually agreeable to us. Okay, so this course is a follow-on to the introductory course that presumably you have had. Some of you may have had it with me, others with Professor Barrett or somebody else. As an aside, the combination of courses, Intro to Programming with Python and Intermediate Programming with Python, those 2 courses combined cover all the same material as Data-Focused Python. Data-Focused Python just does it at a much faster pace and is intended for people with previous programming experience. So you should not, except in certain special cases, you should not move on from this course to Data-Focused Python. All right, so what are we going to be doing? Well, we're going to review and reinforce basic programming concepts in Python. We're going to also take a look at how to obtain and clean and analyze data using things such as the pandas module. We are also going to get into some more advanced programming methods, such as using object-oriented programming and using this pattern matching notation called regular expressions. Okay, let's see. You should use, as far as software, the most recent version of Anaconda that's available is Anaconda 2021.11, released in November of the previous year. And I have a video showing how to download and install and use Anaconda. And my video talks about how to do this in Windows. You can also set up Anaconda on a Mac or on Linux if you happen to be using Linux. As far as an integrated development environment, probably the easiest one to use is Spider 5. That comes with Anaconda. PyCharm is another very popular integrated development environment. Now, for my lecture videos, I will be using idle. But I use idle only because its user interface is free from tiny fonts and icons and menus and blah blah blah. Idle is a very unsatisfactory tool to use for real development work, so you're going to want to use Spider or PyCharm probably. The fact that I'm using idle should not influence you to try to use idle. It's a really pretty bad IDE. Okay, so there is documentation available online. There is also this really excellent textbook, Python for Data Analysis, by Wes McKinney. You can access this through the Carnegie Mellon University Library for free. So you don't have to pay for this thing. And in my let me go ahead and demonstrate how to find this textbook right here. All right, so I'm going to pull up another browser, and we're going to say Carnegie Mellon University Library. Okay, here we are, and explore our collections. So I'm going to look for, you can see that I've done this in the past, Python for Data Analysis. Hit the Enter key. And okay, so it says here that there are multiple versions. What you want is the 2018 version. Excuse me. So you can come down and click on that 2018 version. And you'll be told that full text is available online through the O'Reilly Online Learning system, which Carnegie Mellon has a license for, so we'll click on that. Now, Carnegie Mellon is not listed, so click on the Not Listed choice, and just type in your official Andrew email address. Okay, and O'Reilly will just check based on your email address whether you have access to this book. Okay, you'll have to log in. And here we go. Okay. Now, I have accessed this book before online, and so it remembers where I am in the book. Notice these left and right arrows up at the top. I can just go backward by clicking the left arrow. Any day now. Come on. Okay, and so here is what the book looks like physically. And notice that this is the second edition. Make sure that you're looking at the second edition. The first edition uses much older version of Python that's no longer in use. Okay. Now, this little icon over here on the upper right gives you a table of contents. And so we can, click on a particular chapter or whatever. And there's also an index. The index is at the very end of the table of contents, which will give you direct access to particular topics. Okay, so that's that. It's a really excellent book, and I encourage you to take a look at it. You can use it for reference. You can also use it, you can just read through it and learn how to do things. All right, so back to the syllabus. There are 4 components to your course grade. There is weekly homework, which will be worth a total of 30% of your grade. Then there are in-class quizzes, and there are also in-class labs. Now, obviously for these first 2 weeks when we're not in class, both the quizzes and the labs will not be in class, and I will have more to say about that when I announce how to take the quizzes and the labs. Also, there is a final project that you will work on as part of a team of between 3 and 5 people. For each one of these items here, each homework assignment, each quiz, each lab, and the final project, I will assign a letter grade to that. And I use these letter grades rather than raw points in order to compute your course grade, okay? So, for example, on homework assignments, any score of 90 or better is an A. And I will use these letter grades to compute your course grade. So you should not freak out about individual points on homework assignments. If you get a 90, that's an A. If you get a 100, that's also an A. And for purposes of computing your course grade, that's, the 100 is not a better A than the 90. We assume that people will will make minor mistakes on homework assignments. And we're not going to... I don't want you obsessing about every individual point on these homework assignments, okay? And similarly for, the labs. Now, the quizzes are individual efforts, and the quizzes will be graded on a curve, and I will compute the curve after each quiz is done. The final project I'll have more to say about later. All right, so here is the official Heinz grading scale. Officially, if you get between 97 and 100% of available points, you get an A+, and so forth here. Now, sometimes a quiz will turn out to be really hard. And if that's the case, I may choose to apply a gentler standard than the official standard shown here. However, the official standard will always be sort of the worst case. So if I give a quiz and every single person in the class scores 97% or better, then every single person in the class will get an A+. On the other hand, if I give a quiz and the highest score in the class is 80%, then the 80% will be an A+, and I will, then assign other grades using a curve with 80% as the top end. All right, so this Heinz grading scale is kind of the worst case scale. All right, I think you can read about learning objectives, course outline, a lot of this other stuff. All of the assignments and labs and quizzes will be available through Canvas, and the homework assignments have to be submitted on time. All homework assignments for this course will be due just before midnight on Monday. So the first assignment for this course is going to be due on Monday, January 24th, just before midnight. Okay, and that will be true every week. If you are sick, if you have to travel for some reason, if you have an interview, those are, in my view, legitimate reasons for being late. Almost nothing else is a legitimate reason for being late. So if you have a quiz in another course, or you have, something else like that going on, that's life. I'm not going to allow you to turn in assignments late. If you do turn things in late, you will get a penalty of 10% for every day. All right. I think the rest of this stuff, well, okay. So if you suspect you have a disability and would like some accommodation for that, please contact the Disability Services Office. As far as academic integrity, quizzes in this course are individual efforts, and you are absolutely forbidden to communicate with any other person about the quiz while you are taking the quiz, or for that matter, after you are done with the quiz, until I announce that the quiz period is over. And at that point, you can talk to other people about the quiz. Now, on homework assignments, I actually encourage, and in fact, I'm going to require collaboration. I know this is unlike what a lot of other professors do, but I'm going to assign everybody for each homework assignment to a team of 2 people, or if we have an odd number of people, there will be one team that has 3 people on it. And I want you to discuss with your partner how to go about approaching the homework. Sort of the ideal approach here is try to tackle the homework yourself initially. Make as much progress as you can yourself on the homework assignment. And then after you have made as much progress as you can, then communicate with your teammate and decide between yourselves what homework assignment, which of your 2 homework assignments, or perhaps some blending of the 2, you would like to submit as your official homework submission. Only one member of each team should submit homework, and both members of the team will receive the same grade for the homework. Now, in addition to communicating with your assigned teammate, and I will change the teams each week, you're also welcome to communicate with anybody else that you would like about homework assignments. I really treat homework assignments as opportunities for learning and discussion. It's really the quizzes where you have to demonstrate your own individual level of understanding. There will also be labs that you're allowed to collaborate with other people on. And there is also a final project, which, as I said, is going to be done in a group of 4 or 5 people. Pardon me. Not COVID, just dry air. Okay, so cheating is bad news. Cheating on a quiz, you will get a 0 for the quiz, and you'll have your final course grade reduced by a letter grade. Cheating instances will also be reported to various authorities, and it's possible that you will end up failing the class or even being expelled. So don't do it. Okay, all of this other stuff I think is the usual kind of information. So you can go ahead and read through that yourself. Okay, so welcome to the course. I hope you enjoy the course and benefit from the course. I will be posting the Tuesday lecture on YouTube before this afternoon's official lecture time. And I'll also be posting information about homework assignments, labs, and quizzes as the day goes on. Right. Take care.